Hello, good morning, everybody. I'm Badri, Product Manager for Adobe Products at Alpha Data. I take the pleasure in welcoming you to this Adobe Sign webinar. Alpha Data is a gold partner for Adobe for more than 2 decades. So we have various projects and implementation of Adobe Sign in Abu Dhabi. Adobe Sign is an easy, simple, quick, and of course secure signature product which is most famous and popular, which is available here. Today we have a panel of Shadi and Nicholas, who are the experts who will be taking us to a live demo of the Adobe Sign. Feel free to ask any questions. Please put your questions in the chat box. So there will be a question answer session at the end of this webinar. And also you can also interact with the presenters. We are looking forward for you to have a great time with us. I would thank you once again for joining. I would hand over the session to Shadi. Can you please take over?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining the session for today. I'm sharing my screen, and I hope that you can see the screen. Okay. My name is Shadi Abu-Hussein. I'm the Adobe Sign product manager covering the whole MENA region, and also I'm the solution consultant. I will take you through a quick presentation to introduce Adobe Sign, and then after the presentation we'll take you in a live demo, and our focus for today will be the strength of the integration with Microsoft. Adobe Sign is a platform that gives you the ability to manage electronic signature and also to get rid of the tons of paper sheets signed on daily basis. So no one of us is looking to be surrounded with all those sheets of paper, or even to to save or to find the sheets that he need to sign and so on. So the opportunity for us is that we find more than 30% of the time is spent in getting document signed, routing documents into the right person or to the right people to sign it, and also to track the status of the documents and so on. Also, we have 1/3 of documents might have a missing signature, initials, or dates, or it will be signed by the wrong people, or it will be routed to the wrong team to get the approvals. And also there is a gap between the automated process and the reality. So there is more than 60% gap. So this is where we believe Adobe Sign can help and fill all of those gaps. As references and success stories, we picked up three success stories who implemented Adobe Sign. One of them is Telefonica. They used to get the employment contract signed within 3 weeks. By implementing Adobe Sign, the time reduced to 11 hours, which is more than 92% saving. Another example is a company called Lease Plan. It's a car rental company. They used to sign the contracts within 23 days, okay, and now they are signing their contracts with less than 4 days. So it's another saving of time, which can be translated into money as well. KLM, they have a reward partners program. They use to get their contract signed directly on paper with their partners. With the implementation of Adobe Sign, they reduced the number of sheet of papers by 1 million sheets per year. You can imagine how much they saved in terms of paper waste and also the storage allocated to save those contracts. What Adobe Sign can offer, what are the features that you can, or the benefits that you can get from Adobe Sign? You can get documents signed, approved, accepted. You can also prepare forms and collect information from your either employees or customers. You can get terms and conditions and also the information acknowledged and accepted by different stakeholders. The use cases that we support and where we can apply Adobe Sign, it covers most of the business day-to-day requirements. It starts from the sales, human resources, procurements, product management. You can also use it for legal. The legal, they can manage their contracts, sign the non-disclosure agreements, policy management, and so on and so forth. Why customer prefer Adobe Sign? The first thing is the trust. Adobe Sign, it's brought by Adobe. Adobe is in this business for almost 40 years now. They invented the standards, the de facto standards for digital documents, which is the PDF format, and they set the rules for the digital certificate and how it should be applied into the signed documents. Ease of use. This is the DNA of Adobe. We are focusing on the user experience and delivering an ease of use application. With single clicks, you can get document signed. Also, we don't forget the integrations because nowadays you have, as an enterprise, a lot of applications which is used on daily basis. And to add value to those applications, we offer a wide range of out-of-the-box integrations to work seamlessly with your existing platforms. Workflows, again, Adobe Sign supports different workflows. It supports the ad hoc on-demand workflow. You can design your own workflow template and predefine it in the system. And also with the integration with other systems, we can utilize the workflow from the external platforms. And once it's required to sign the document, we will trigger the Adobe Sign from outside the system. Compliance, Adobe Sign is complies with different certificates and requirements across the world. We can mention EDAS and the US law for electronic signature, and in terms of security, ISO 27000 and many other certificates. Adobe Sign also is an enterprise-ready application. It offers an enterprise support. The support is available as 24/7, 365 days a year as part of the subscription. To take a look on the available integrations, Adobe Sign offers, as I mentioned, out-of-the-box integration for most of the platforms. That includes Oracle, SAP, Microsoft, and many others as well. When it comes to legality, Adobe Sign is approved by the TRA. TRA issued a cross notification certificates to Adobe, and it's legally approved by them. So using Adobe Sign is legally approved in UAE. We don't forget dealing with partners who's based outside UAE. Sometimes business people, they want to get documents signed from different partners based globally. So Adobe Sign is recognized in US, and it complies with the US electronic signature law and also with the other signature laws across the world. We offer the signer authentication mechanism, the audit trail, and also the digital certificate to certify the document after it's signed. Also, Adobe Sign complies with the European standards, especially with EDAS, which is the rules and regulations for electronic signature. We support the different types of electronic signature, which includes the electronic signature, the advanced digital signature, and the qualified digital signature as well. This is the list of the compliance that we have. As you can see here, it includes the compliance in terms of electronic signature, security, privacy requirements, and so on and so forth. And also, this is a list of some of our customers, the global customers. We have a local references as well, but due to the privacy and of those customers, we are not eligible to add their logos here. We can share the name of the local references in a one-to-one session upon request. So now let's jump into the live demo of Adobe Sign. I will move into the web browser. Okay, and as you can see here, this is the Adobe Sign homepage. It's a web-based, so you don't need to install anything on your machine or even on your infrastructure. It's all hosted by Adobe, and you will get access to the Adobe Sign through the web browser. I have some tabs available on top here, and also icons to the most common features for quick access. We have an overview for the request sent out and the request came in for signature, and also different ways to send or to raise the signature request. I'm going to click request signature. This will take us to the send page, okay? And in the send page, I have different control options which allow me to raise signature requests. The first part is the recipient, where I can add the email addresses of the people who's going to sign, approve, accept, or acknowledge receiving any document. We have another part for a message where we can communicate a message with the signers to explain to them the purpose of this signature request. And also we have another area here to upload the files and manage the documents needs to be signed. There is a list of options as well. We can protect the document with a password after it's signed. We can set a deadline or set a reminder as well. So I'm going to send this request to my colleague, Nicholas, who's helping me in this webinar. So once I start adding the email address of the signer, an additional box will be visible to add another signer and so on. So you can add multiple signers in one signature request. I'm going to add a file for Nicholas to sign. And as you can see here, I have different location where I can browse the document and upload into the system. There is integration with OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, Box, and Document Cloud. So if your document exists in any of those storages, I can upload it directly from there. Also, there is an option to design and upload your own templates. Okay, this will save time and reduce errors. So you guarantee that the users, they will use the latest templates or the latest forms you have for your organization. And also there is an option to upload the document from your computer, and this is what I'm going to do. I have some documents prepared for this exercise. So Adobe Sign supports different file formats. I can upload Word, Excel, PowerPoint, some graphic formats like JPEG, PNG, TIFF, and also FD file in text format, rich text, or even HTML. I can upload it. It's not necessary to start from PDF. And also I can upload multiple files. So if you have an agreement with multiple appendices or a document that need to be signed with supporting documents as well, no need to combine them in one file. You can upload them all in one go. So I'm going to upload one document now for this exercise. Already assigned this to be signed by Nicholas. My document is ready, already attached. I will keep the option to review and decide where people should sign activated, so we can see how the authoring environment will look like. Click next. It will take us to the authoring environment. Okay, so now we are in the authoring environment. As you can see here, this is the document that I just uploaded. I have some fields automatically created in the document. This includes the name of the signer, the signature field, and the title and the date. I can create those fields manually from the list on the right-hand side here. So I can drag and drop the field that I want, okay? For example, if I want to collect any information, I can add the text field, drop-down list, checkbox, and so on. So we have different options available to create the form that will support your business needs. I will, proceed with what I have here now. My signature request is ready to be sent. Click send, and a notification message will indicate that this is successfully sent. To follow up what's happened for my signature request, which is sent out, we have a complete manage options. This will give us a visibility on the documents which is sent out and still in progress. The documents came in and waiting my signature, completed, canceled, and expired. So we have different options here. So before I hand it over to Nicholas, I need to just to show you how we can track the document and then see the difference before and after signing the document. So what I have here, once I select the request, a set of options, I can cancel the request. I can follow up the status of the request. It shows that it's created by me and sent to Nicholas. Nicholas didn't take any action yet. If I click here, I can also go back and send a reminder. That reminder can be scheduled or sent right now to a specific person with a custom message. So we have different control options to manage the request after it's sent. Also, suppose that Nicholas is out of office or he's not available to sign the document, we can replace him with someone else after sending the request, or we can add an alternate recipient as well. Nicholas, I believe you received the email. I will hand it over to you so you can show how the email looked like and to get it signed as well.
Thanks, Shadi. Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna share my screen now. Shadi, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so I received the email from Shadi, and as you can see, this is the email that I received, and we have the logo of Adobe Sign and Adobe. Also, you can add your company logo as well for marketing purposes. So what I have just to do is to review and sign the document. And if you noticed, everything is web-based. So I'll go to the place where I need to add my signature. Now, my signature is pre-loaded here. However, I have different options to add my signature. So I can type it, I can draw it, or I can upload an image, or via a mobile by adding my designated country, add my mobile, and then I'm gonna receive a message where it contains a link. And once pressing on this link, the mobile will become as like a pad where I can draw my signature via my finger. For this scenario today, I'm just gonna add my signature, and now nothing happened. Once I click over here, click to sign, this is where the transaction will be valid and the authentication of my signature is gonna happen. I would like to draw another remark over here. It doesn't matter how the shape of my signature. However, once clicking on sign, click to sign, this is where my document will become authenticated. So I'm set. I'm gonna return the screen to Shadi so he can carry on with his demo.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas. I'm going to share my screen again and show what happened during that time. Now the request signed by Nicholas is moved into the completed. So this is the request. If I click on that request, it will give me some more options. I can still check the history of that document through the activity. So it will show when it's viewed by Nicholas and when it's signed by him. And also I can download the signed document, and there is an additional document which is generated during the sign process. We call it Audit Report. This is also available here. I'm going to open both, okay, and show you what happened during the process. So this is the document signed by Nicholas. This is his email, sorry, his signature. By the way, the look and feel of the signature for electronic signature doesn't matter. So if you type your name, if you scribble your signature, or you add any sample here, what does matter is this blue ribbon, which indicates that the document is sealed and certified by a digital certificate. And if I try to edit the document, it will not allow me. It will mention this document has been signed and cannot be edited. This is, you know, one mechanism. But if for any reason the document edited after it's signed, then this blue ribbon will no longer there, or you will get an indication here as a red dot that the document is manipulated. If I click on the signature panel, it will show me the details of the digital certificate used to sign the document. Okay, the timestamp and the also the certificate details and so on. What makes an electronic signature legally binding, by the way, is the audit report. The audit report includes all the actions and the activities done during the sign process, who did that activity, his email address, his IP address, and the timestamp as well. So that's also the Adobe Sign transaction also has a unique ID, which is the identification for that transaction, and will allow us to verify the identity of or to validate the signed document. I can validate the signed document through different ways. I can copy this ID and visit the Adobe Sign portal, okay, on the verification page. and paste the transaction ID, it will show if this is a valid transaction or not. And also I can do that through the click on the signature field itself. So if I click on this signature field, it will take me directly to the same verification page, but without the need to copy and paste the transaction ID. This is, the normal signature workflow, what we call it ad hoc workflow. We have another option in Adobe Sign. We call it the workflow designer, where you can design a predefined workflow for your business processes. So that option is available in the Adobe Sign Enterprise. And you have different control options. What is important here is the route of the document, how the document should travel from one signer to the next one based on the business rules and requirements. Signers, or senders, they can ask or trigger the workflows from the library. So once you create the workflow, it will be visible under the workflow list here. And based on your permissions, you will see the available or allowed workflows that you can use. This is the quick overview for the Adobe Sign portal. I'm going to take you through the other Adobe Sign integrations with Microsoft. So I'm going to show you how you can send a document directly from Word for signature. And this is applicable for PowerPoint and Outlook as well. So this is the document that I prepared for this exercise. And as you can see here, we have editable document with some text tags. Those text tags will be converted automatically into fields. Don't worry about this. This is just only something advanced. And if you are interested, we can help you to create those things. Those will be considered as a template. So you have the freedom to edit the content on top. And you don't need to touch this, okay? So my document, I have an add-in here for Adobe Sign. If I click on the add-in here, it will open a minimized experience of Adobe Sign on the right-hand side. It will attach the document for me. And what I need to do is to add the email address. So I'm going just to add my alternate email for this exercise, okay? And you can customize the message as well. If you need to see the full experience of Adobe Sign, like what we have in our demo, you can click on the more options, which will give exactly the same options like this. If the options available in this area is enough for you, so no need to click on more options. Also, you can skip the step for preview the document and decide where people should sign, because we already have the text tags here. So I'm going to click send, okay, and this will send the request out. So once the request sent out, I can also track and check the status of the agreement by clicking on this button, or come into the agreement status from here, okay? And it will show me the different actions taken into the document, and also to check where it's stuck and to take the proper actions. So this is how you can track the signature request sent out from Word. This is applied also on Outlook and PowerPoint. We have another integration with Teams, okay? So if I just navigate to Teams, there is an add-in for Teams here. If I click on that add-in, it will open the full experience of Adobe Sign. Just it's asked for my credentials to authenticate myself. And by the way, with the integration with the Active Directory or enabling the single sign-on, you don't need to do that verification. It will be automatically verified. This is the full experience of Adobe Sign, so I can send the signature request right away from here. I can also track the signature request from the Manage tab. Okay. And also there is another option where I can add document into the tab menu in the Teams. For example, I'm going to add a Word document. There is a Word document attached to this channel. So it's part of the files of this channel. So once I click on that document, it will be added as an option or as a tab in the channel itself. So this is the document. I can edit that one. I can ask other team members to participate in editing this document. And once it's ready for signature, I can again trigger the add-in from inside Teams. So you can use the Word inside Teams to edit the document and then also recall or call the signature requests right away from there. So the concept is to stay in Teams. Okay, this is the concept. I prepared another scenario where we have advanced integrations. So just I need to open one document to explain that scenario. So we have a use case. That use case, it's mainly for a contract approval. I used different technologies from Microsoft to achieve that, to implement that use case. So with the scenario that there is a contract manager who used Word to create the document, and then he submit that document into SharePoint folder. Once it's submitted into that SharePoint folder, the Power Automate workflow will be triggered. And it will send an approval request for the head of department. If the head of department is okay with the document and he approved that document, then it will be sent for signature. Once it's signed, then we can get a signed copy of that document saved into the another SharePoint folder and so on. To understand how this would work, okay, I will show you how the workflow diagram is working. Now, as you can see here, this is the contract manager. He used Word to edit the document, and he will submit the document into SharePoint folder through Teams. Once the document is in the pre-approved folder in SharePoint, Power Automate will watch that folder and trigger the approval request. The approval request can be sent on Outlook or on Teams. We'll see that how it will work now in a bit. If the manager rejected the document, then the document will be moved into a folder called Reject. Okay, and then it will send a notification on Teams for the sender that his document rejected. If the document is approved, then the original document will be moved into approved folder. Okay, and a signature request process will be initiated and triggered. Once the document is signed, we'll get a copy of the signed agreement and place it in another folder called Signed Agreements. And after that, we will send a notification on Teams indicating that this document has been signed and approved. So to see or to understand how this workflow is implemented, I'm going to start this through Teams. As you know, Teams using the SharePoint structure as a repository for saving the files. So I have a team here called Teams Integration, Adobe Sign. Once I create the team on Teams, the integration, the Microsoft SharePoint will create a site automatically on SharePoint. If I navigate inside the team itself, so we'll have the documents here. Okay, the documents or the document library, it will show the different folders that I have, which is matching exactly the same channels I have under the Teams. So I have the pre-approved folder where we are going to upload the document now. and the Power Automate will trigger that request. So once we upload the document in pre-approved folder, if it's approved, then the document will be moved to approved folder, and a signature request will be sent out. Once it's signed, the copy of the signed agreement will be added into the signed agreement folder. If it's rejected, then the document will be moved to rejected, and a notification will be sent into the proper channel within Teams. To understand this little bit more, or before moving into the workflow, just want to show you the folders. I have the folders empty here. Okay, the folder here, pre-approved folder, is empty. Rejected folder is empty as well, and the signed agreement folder is empty. I'm going to show the workflow we prepared for today. We are using Power Automate to combine all the components from different systems, which includes, as I mentioned, SharePoint, Outlook. It includes the Adobe Sign and so on. So the workflow, we are watching a folder in SharePoint. Okay, we call it a pre-approved folder. Once a document created in that folder, it will trigger approval request. The approval request will be sent either as a notification on Teams or as an email into the Outlook. If the document approved, then we'll go to the yes track. If it's rejected, we'll go into the no track. The no track indicates that the document will be moved into the rejected folder, and then a notification will be posted on the proper channel in Teams. If the document is approved, then we are collecting the information of the document. We'll send the signature request to Adobe Sign, and then we'll move the document into the approved folder, and we'll wait till the document gets signed. Once the document signed, then we'll get a copy of the signed agreement. We'll add that copy into the signed agreement folder, and again, we'll send a notification into Teams indicating that it's signed. To start the process, I will do this the test manually, but you know that will be automatically triggered once it's implemented in your system. So I'm going to start the test manually. Okay. And we'll ask Nicholas to upload a document into the pre-approved folder through Teams. So Nicholas.
So I'm gonna go to Teams, and as you can see that I have different folders over here. So the general, approved, and pre-approved. So I'm gonna go to the pre-approved file channel. And then I have two ways to upload the document, whether from the pre-approved, I go to files and then upload a file, or I can also go to post and new conversation and then attach a file, which I'm gonna do right now from here. And I have, as you see, different places to get the file from. So I'll go to my desktop, and then I go to demo file, and then I'll upload the file.
Okay. So once
Great, Shadi.
Thank you, Nicholas. Once the document is uploaded, okay, so we'll show you what happened in the workflow itself. Okay, the workflow is running now. It detects that there is a document created in SharePoint. Okay. Now it's sent an approval request. That approval request came as a notification in Teams. Okay, so this is the notification that I got, and also it will send an email. Okay, this is the approval request email, which is, you know, came in here. So just to, sorry for that. Okay, as you can see here, it includes the link to the document. So I can click on that link and review the document. And if there is any comments or any edits needs to be done, I can do it there. I can reject or approve the document. The same can be done also from the Teams. I received that notification here. Again, I have the options to check the document, approve and reject. So I'm going to approve the document and see what is the status happening here. Okay, so still the approval not reflected yet. Yes, it's reflected now, and it shows that it's approved. Now the second part, which is the condition, it's check if the input or from the approval is yes, it's moving into the track of yes. And then the request sent out for signature. I have it, sent to a specific email, which is another email we use for this exercise. I'm going to sign the document and check what will happen after that. Just waiting for the document to be loaded. Okay, proceed to sign the document. It detects my safe signature, and then I added my title. Click to sign. Document is signed. I will go back to the workflow. It detects that the document already signed. We are getting a copy of the signed agreement, and we are sending a post into the channel in Teams, and also getting the documents. Let's see what happened here. I'm going to the Teams, okay, and the approved channel. Just now, it's 11:46. We got the notification that this is the document sent by Nicholas has been signed successfully. Okay. If I look into the files, okay, I will see the document in the files, which is the approved document. It's created 3 minutes ago. And also, if I move to the signed agreements, I will see that the signed documents already there. It's about a minute ago. And in the pre-approved folder where Nicholas uploaded the file, there is nothing, because the file already moved from the pre-approved into approved folder. The same is visible in SharePoint. So the same structure, because those are the same folders. So I will have the documents in the approved folder and the signed agreement in here. One last thing we can discuss for today. There is an option also to send a signature request right away from SharePoint, similar to Teams, Word, Outlook, and PowerPoint. So once we enable the add-in for SharePoint, you will have the option for Adobe Sign in the tabs menu. I can click send for signature, and it opened the Adobe Sign right away from inside SharePoint. So again, your users, they will be within their comfort environment, and they will not, they don't need to jump from one system to the other system. They can do everything from one environment. Okay, so this is opening the full experience of Adobe Sign from right away from SharePoint. The document is automatically attached, and so on. I finished the live demo for today, and I'm ready to receive your questions. So please feel free to share your questions, if any.
Hi, Shadi. Thank you so much for this amazing demo. I have a couple of questions that I would like to ask you. First, I want you please to talk about the retention policy, because we have some of our governmental partners over here, which they are asking when we're gonna get. Do we have any data on premise or any servers that we use it locally? And how about the retention policy as well, please?
So to answer this question, let's start with the storage of the document. First of all, Adobe Sign, it's only available as SaaS, and the document will be, or the service is running on the cloud. However, we offer a different mechanism to get the document saved into your preferred storage, like OneDrive or SharePoint. And an example for that, what we did in the demo right now, we extracted the document from Adobe Sign and save it in SharePoint folder. Okay, the same can happen also to extract the document and save it in OneDrive. The document can be stored in our cloud forever if you want, and also it can be deleted right away after it's signed. So it can sit in our cloud for 1 millisecond, okay, which means that the document will be deleted while it's in transit, not at rest. And also there is a discussion with Microsoft to bring the service into the to be running on the local Microsoft Azure data center, but this is still under discussion, and we don't have any visibility when it will be available in the local data center. But so far, document can be stored in our data center, or you can apply the retention policy to delete the document immediately after it's signed.
Thank you, Shadi. I hope this answered your question, Lindert. And I have another question from Lindert. He's saying that, can you use the image to put a company stamp automatically on the paper or the document after the last person sign it? So let's say we have a salary certificate which needs a stamp. So can, once the manager or the financial controller sign the salary certificate, can it be stamped automatically on via the workflow or any feature at Adobe Sign?
Okay, the stamp can be added as part of the request. So I'm going to show you this very quickly. Okay, so we have a field for the stamp. Okay. And it's part of the sign process. So once I define the signature fields, I can add a stamp field for the manager, but that stamp field should be, here we have the stamp field, for example. I can add it and assign it to that manager so he can apply the stamp. Otherwise, we can add someone else after the manager sign to apply the stamp. But to apply the stamp automatically from the system, this is against the compliance, because at the end of the day, any transaction or any action done on the document should be logged and recorded by the right person who's doing that thing. Okay, so there is a stamp option. We need to assign this role for someone in the workflow itself.
Great, great. And thank you, Shadi. I have another question from Mr. Muhammad Idris asking that if Adobe has its own workflow, why do we have also another workflow with Power Automate? And here I believe we have different workflows because just to show that Adobe Sign is flexible and has integration with so many other vendors. And Shadi, I'm going to keep the question for you to elaborate more.
The workflow from Adobe Sign, it's a little bit limited. So you can design the route of sending the agreement from inside Adobe Sign. Okay, so we are talking mainly for Adobe Sign. But if you need to integrate Adobe Sign with external workflows, so if you have a pre-approval process in SharePoint or in any other system, then you need a tool that will link Adobe Sign with that workflow. An example for this, in Adobe Sign, it's mainly for electronic signature. So you cannot send the document for review. The document should be sent for final signature. There is no option to edit the document. To extend that capability, review the document can be done in SharePoint. So you have a workflow for reviewing the document. Once the document is reviewed and approved, you can trigger the electronic signature workflow approval. Does that make sense?
Nicholas,
Okay,
I will
great.
answer the next question. Mr. Mohammed is also asking what is the price of the Adobe Sign. Mr. Mohammed, thank you very much for your question. We will touch base with you privately and understand your business model, and accordingly we'll be sharing the price with you. Hope this answers your question.
Thank you, Badri. Shadi, please, can you give us just an overview on the models and the options of the Adobe Signs when it comes to transactions or named users, how this works?
Okay. To add to the comments by Nicholas and the comments by Badri, why we are not able to give a price right away on the call. There are different things that affect the price. Okay. The first thing is to understand the requirements, if it's required integration or not. And based on that, we can decide which edition of Adobe Sign to propose. We have different editions. Business edition doesn't support integration. Enterprise edition supports integration and the workflow designer. Apart from the edition, we have also different licensing schema. The first licensing schema is the named user, where each user has a restriction for 150 signature requests per year. So as an organization, if you are getting 10 users, an example, you will get in total 1,500 transactions. The transaction means here the complete signature request from start to end, regardless how many signers will sign the document, how many document attached in that transaction, how many fields are included. So all those components considered as one transaction as long as it's sent in one go. Going back to the named user, if you are getting 10 users, the total number of transactions for the organization is 1,500. This will be shared as a pool for the 10 users. You might have one user who's heavy user and consuming more than his 150. It will be consumed from the pool. Another user might be a light user and he consuming less than his 150. The balance will be left in the pool. At the end of the day, we are counting how many transactions you consumed from the entire pool. This is the first business model. By the way, this is a little bit unflexible because it's good for a small organization with a small number of users or low volume. We have another business model, which is more flexible. It's called transaction. As an organization, you will come to us and say that I have this amount of documents or transactions that I need to sign per year. So you buy a pack of transactions that will support this. Okay, and with the transaction back, you will get unlimited number of users. The flexibility here that if you consume your transaction, you can top up your account with more transactions. If you need more users, you can add them free of charge. You don't need to pay anything extra for the adding users. At the end of the day, to be able to propose the right business model or the licensing schema or the addition to you, we need to understand more about your business requirements. And then based on that, we can propose the solution. Okay.
Hope it answers the question of Mr. Mohammed.
Thanks, Shadi. I wanted to add something over here that with Adobe Sign, we don't have any hidden costs or any hidden options that we like to hook you with. Everything is transparent. We have free APIs also out of the box. And also we can provide you with different training sessions as well, just for like onboarding enablement for you and to give you more awareness and details of the product. Any other questions? Please, guys, unmute yourself and feel free to ask questions.
Shadi, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, please.
So how Adobe Sign is much better and easy to use compared to the other products available in the market. So you can have a generic. You have some customers who have asked for the comparison, so it will be useful for them.
Good question. I don't want to mention any name of the competitors, but the advantages of Adobe Sign that we have, as mentioned by Nicholas, we have everything included in the price. There is no hidden charges. So the support is included in the price. The access to the out-of-the-box integration with the APIs is included in the price, while the other vendors, they charge for the access to the integrations, access to the API calls, the support, and even if you need any access to any of the resources, they will charge you for everything. So this is one thing. The second thing, the other competitors, they run their services on their own data centers. Okay, and this is, you know, a very high risk for such service. Adobe, they are running all their cloud services on the leading with the leading cloud service providers. We have data centers or services running on Amazon web services, and we have also services running on Microsoft Azure. The services are distributed in more than 8 data centers across the globe, while the others, they have only 2 data centers, one in US and one in Europe. And they cannot expand their services to support the local compliance. Again, the retention policy, they have minimum 14 days retention policy, while we are offering a 1 millisecond retention policy. In terms of pricing, we are offering a very competitive price when it comes into, you know, the value proposition of the product. Everything included in the price. You will get access to the support. It's 24/7, 365 days a year. And also there is a local presence, which is represented by us as a local partner, while other vendors, they don't have any local presence. So if you need to access for any kind of support, you need to reach out directly to them. And this is another kind of limitations.
Thank you, Shadi. I have one more question.
More than that, I wanted to add also that, you know, we all have Microsoft on our machines, and Adobe is one of our preferred partner for Microsoft. You can see the integration, and this is why the main webinar for today was the integration with Microsoft. We have Mr. Fahad is asking another question. Can we have a comparison data sheet on Adobe Sign versus DocuSign? For sure, Mr. Fahad, we can share this offline, and via Alpha also, but we can share it with you.
Yes, Mr. Fahad. Sir, Shadi, I have one more question. So yes, how somebody can quickly learn using Adobe Sign, you know? So what is the basic knowledge? So how quickly you can adapt Adobe Sign?
Only to use a web browser, that's it. It's not that.
You need any special training for this?
We provide the training as part of our services to enable the end users and the admins, okay? End users, they can learn Adobe Sign within an hour. So our session, it's mainly 2 hours, just only to make sure that everything is clear for the end users. For the admin, it's more detailed training, because we have different options for the admins, okay? And they also, it's easy to use by admins. It's not complicated.
Okay. Any questions from the other? Mr. Fahad is asking one more question. What is the support model?
Support model, as I mentioned, it's
tech support. How do you support tech support? He's asking about tech support.
Yes, tech support. It's including the price. There is a 24/7, 365 days a year, including the price. This is the support coming from Adobe. We call it enterprise support. And also there is the local support, which is coming from us. So we can help you in implementing use cases, train your staff, give you the best practice when it comes into electronic signature and applying this to different use cases, and many others as well.
Thank you, Shadi. Oh, Mr. Fahad, hope the question is answered. Any other questions from the attendees? So please pour in your questions. Shadi, I have one more question.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Compared in the UAE, you know, what is the adoption rate? You know, how the Adobe Sign has been adopted by the customers. So
we have more than
generally,
70.
but something about related to market share or something, how good we are.
We are very good, and we are beating all our competitors. Adobe Sign now is installed on more than 90 organizations. Those organizations varies between government, commercial, education, healthcare, and so on.
So I have one more question. What about the infrastructure? What type of hardware, software we need? Anything specific?
Nothing, because this is a SaaS service. It's just only a subscription, and what you need is just only a web browser to access the service. And if you need to integrate with Microsoft, then you need to have the license, the proper license for Microsoft to configure such integration. Or even if it's required to have integration with other systems, because as you remember during my presentation, we offer a wide range of out-of-the-box integrations, which includes Salesforce, Workdays, Oracle, SAP, and so on.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, I would like to thank you all, guys, and especially Alpha for this privilege for giving us the opportunity to do the webinar. And we are looking forward to get in touch with you. We're going to share this recording also in case you need to catch up on any other informations. And Alpha Data team will be contacting you also, so we can do maybe a demo one-to-one and just check your business needs and do a demo based on basically on your business needs or business model. Thank you all for attending and looking forward to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for your time from Alpha Data.